Week 4, start 'em, sit 'em. I got you guys covered for 3 defenses that you should be starting and 2 defenses you should be sitting. Let's get right into the episode. Now, I want to start off giving you my no-brainer starts this week. These defenses should be in starting lineups. Not really going to get into too much detail of why you should be starting because it should be obvious, to be honest. But man, let me get into my first defense that should be in starting lineups for you guys who are possibly still on the waiver wire. The Denver Broncos going up against this Jets offense. Now, the Jets are starting to figure some things out on offense. You got Aaron Rodgers rolling out of the pocket. But man, this Denver Broncos team has been playing amazing these last couple of weeks. They've only allowed 2 touchdowns in the second half of games, which is pretty damn good after 3 weeks of football going up against some tough teams. You got the Seahawks who are 3-0 right now, and then you have the Steelers who are 3-0, and then you have the Bucks where they just got that win last week. We're a 2-1 team. So therefore, going up against this Jets offense, I think that the Denver Broncos can get back there and make Aaron Rodgers uncomfortable and make him use those Jets again that he used last week because, man, they are 4th in QB hits, so they're getting after the quarterback. They're touching the quarterback. They're getting them uncomfortable in that pocket, and they're also 5th with 11 sacks right now after 3 weeks of football. So the Denver Broncos, they have a low-scoring potential. This is where I think this game is going to go. Low-scoring game where they can maintain the points with some sacks on the table. Pause, because that was wild crazy. But there's opportunity for this Denver Broncos team to cash in week 4, and they should be in your starting lineups. Next up, I got the Chicago Bears in the starting lineups for week 4 going up against my Rams. I say my because obviously I'm a huge fan, but man, they should be able to feast off of this banged up Rams O-line. I definitely think this is a defense that can create some turnovers as well. They have 6 so far this season, and all those turnovers look to be earned. There was the lucky one they had against Anthony Richardson in the end zone, but man, these guys are creating turnovers and getting the points, and also I think there's a lot of sack potential of them getting a lot of pressure on Matthew Stafford because we see how quickly that pocket closes. So I think the Bears can pull out a great game and keeping the Rams to a low-scoring game with some opportunity for some takeaways and some sacks. This is just a defense that I think can cash in big for week 4 if you're looking for a defense to plug and play. Next up, I got the New England Patriots in starting lineups going up against this 49ers offense, and I got to tell you, I'm always here for a good time to kick the 49ers while they're down because they're dealing with a bunch of injuries over there, some key players. Trent Williams banged up last week against the Rams, Deebo Samuel dealing with a calf injury, so they're missing some guys, and even Brandon Ayuk is still trying to get some of that rust off of missing an entire summer camp with his holdout. But man, this Patriots defense, man, I think they can hold them down because right now they're allowing less than 20 points per game to offenses in the last couple of weeks. And you're telling me that your 49ers could not put up more than 24 points against this trash Rams secondary? Man, I'm telling you now that, in my opinion, the Patriots secondary is 10 times better than the Rams, and they struggled against the Rams. Man, the Patriots can come out as a solid DST for week 4, maintaining points with some upside to get some turnovers and some upside to get some sacks. So put them in starting lineups for week 4. Now to get into my 2 DST defenses that you should be benching for week 4. First up, I got the Packers going up against the Vikings. Now, Packers defense, a lot of their DST production have come from going up against 2 of the most reckless quarterbacks in the league right now, Anthony Richardson and Will Levis. So I'm not quite sold on this defense being takeaway machines. And they're also going up against the Vikings O-line, who are one of the best O-lines in the NFL right now. Sam Darnold has been completely out of his mind playing some of his best football. And listen, this Packers defense have an issue on that back end with the secondary of stopping completions of 20-plus yards, where they're allowing the 4th most in the NFL right now. And we just saw Sam Darnold connect last week with Justin Jefferson on one of those deep balls. I could see this game being a lot of headaches of having the Packers in starting lineups this week when there's plenty of other matchups with better opportunities for DST points. The Packers are a defense that I love to hold, cherish, and put them on the watch list, but this week they got to hit the bench. Next up, I got the Cardinals defense, who've been getting some love in the last couple of weeks, man. They're starting to steam up. They're starting to get hot, but they're going up against the Commanders offense, where this is a game that I would like to avoid them. You may think that, the Cardinals are a defense that are getting after the quarterback, but a lot of their sack production came from one game against my Rams, who have the worst O-line in the NFL. So I'm not quite sold on this Cardinals defense to be the real thing just yet. Jaden Daniels is a shifty, mobile quarterback, and we saw how that went for Josh Allen, who threw for 2 touchdowns and ran 2 in as well. And the way Jaden Daniels has been playing, I do not count on the Cardinals to be able to get a bunch of turnovers on this offense just based on how stingy Jaden Daniels has been and how accurate this guy has been. A 91% completion rate last week, people. This is something that is on the table for them that they have to face, and you do not want to get Jaden Daniels those opportunities to score, because right now they're allowing the 4th most red zone drives, and these are the trips that you don't want a person like Jaden Daniels to have the opportunity to put up some big points this week. So this wraps up another great episode of RotoBaller Fantasy Sports YouTube channel. Please make sure you guys are liking and subscribing, and please leave your comments below of your start and sit questions, and I'll try my best to answer them all the way up until game time. So make sure you guys follow me at Real Deal Fantasy on all social media platforms. Until next time.